Hi, everybody. It's Linda Light, and I'm here with a very special guest today. It's my soul sister and fellow tribe member, Priscilla Lapierre. And as I promised you, and if I didn't say that right, Priscilla, please correct me. And as I promised you, she is on to tell her story and to share her experience with you. Now, Priscilla's been awake for, as she said, only about a year and a half she's been awake. So she's taken the fast track. And believe me, she's been through all of it. She's a fellow warrior. She is a light warrior for sure. But we're going to get into all this, all the details in just a minute. Priscilla considers herself an experiencer and a system buster. Way to go, Priscilla. She also bridges the realms and transmutes the dark by shining light into it. And what a bright light you are, honey. Thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
It's really nice to have you. Also, you have three children and you consider them of the rainbow crystal vibration. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know you're passionate about the children. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that after we talk about your wild experience over the last few weeks?
It's been a week and a half now that I'm back home. I've been, yeah, it was quite an experience. Sometimes when you think you're at a certain point and that you're good, that's when it hits the hardest. And as we go, I think that we get stronger, and the interference is intense. Yeah. So of course, the situation I got in a week and a half ago, was one that I never thought I would be in. Let's just say it. My family, who are unaware of certain things that we are aware of, if we can say this in that way, had been, let's say, boiling on some certain perspective concerning myself that I wasn't aware of, and that I wasn't aware of the intensity, of the gravity of their thoughts on that. And to a certain point, they really, really started to believe that I wasn't well. And a situation happened with my father that turned to a violent, it turned pretty bad, let's say, pretty aggressive, okay? And that was the culmination point where action got planned. Yeah, because my father crossed the line physically with me, and yeah, and that created fear, more fear, because there was a lot of fear already for him to act like that with me, I guess, after thinking about it. So
right. Let me stop you real quick for just a sec, because I want to say, I just have to say, you are very brave in stepping forward, and I've noticed such a change in you since I've known you too, just your ability to speak your truth. So I just want to thank you, and I'm sure all my subscribers that are following your story just really, have rallied to support you, and they only knew a small part of it. So thank you for all the truth that you're about to disclose too, because you're not just talking about like violence and everything. You're going to be talking about mental health. It all ties in, and it takes a brave warrior to come out the other end shining like you are. So thank you.
Yeah, but I think that where we are now, well, I speak for me, okay? I'm going to speak for myself here, because I cannot, and everything that I'm going to say here is really my perspective and my journey, and each of our journeys are really different and perfect. And yeah, so what I want to say about that is one of the reasons why I accept, and I want to share everything that I can share, is so that people relate in a certain way, in any way, actually, and they can understand that it is a process into something else. That every hardship, every problem, every craziness in your life, to a certain point, you will, hopefully you can look back on it and say, oh, that's why, and know why you're doing this. And also concerning the beautiful things that we will share here, I really want to put that in the awareness of people also, that it's possible, you know, just in the possibility field of the maybe possible of the, just to open up the construct of what we have been taught, you know, since we're really young. And yeah, because that's how it happened to me. What one of the most beautiful thing that happened to me, or one of the most beautiful, is because somebody had told me about this, and I was like, oh my God, you know, like this is possible. So yeah.
Well, that's very well said. So if you don't mind, could we go back
Yeah, of
to like
course.
after your, no, that was perfect and so beautiful.
Yeah.
But let's go back to when your father crossed the line, you had said,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it got physical.
Exactly. So we got to a point where, yeah, he was in a position where he felt that he was cornered, sort of, let's say. Okay. So he reacted as most people do, like in a fight or flight response.
Right.
And he fought, you know, and I'm, like you said, I'm a warrior, so I guess I fought back, because I you know, I was stunned to see that he was going there. So yeah.
Right.
So
Makes
after that, it opened the door to get on with the business, you know, get on with their evil plan, or you can say it as you will, or with the um, the manifestation of this, all this thinking, because they had been thinking about that for so long, all these things, like, and no communication. So, and when I tried to communicate, they are so closed, and people are so scared right now about a lot of things, about the coronavirus, about everything that is being showed, and people just don't want to see it. And of course they don't want to see it, it's ugly, you know. So yeah, so that brings a lot of fear. So with that being said, us people that are different, or that see things differently, and whether it would be any difference, the uh marginal, can you say that in English?
multi-dimensional, you mean?
No,
Like,
no, like when you're separate from groups, like when you're separate from the most of the people. How do you
oh
call
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Marginal? No, you cannot say that in English.
Sure, perfect. That's a great word for it. Yep.
Is it? Yeah, okay, because I didn't know if you
So
could
she's up
say
in
that.
Canada, if you don't know, guys.
Yeah, I'm
So
French
French.
speaking, so
En français.
yeah, je parle français.
Oui, oui.
So yeah, so you get persecuted at the beginning, right?
Yes.
And then you think you're not okay, you think you're wrong, and then it brings all kinds of perceptions in your mind that brings to other people that are with the majority to see you as weird or different or crazy
Right.
or wrong or stupid or whatever. All right. In my case, it was crazy. Yeah, they started believing, and the things that I went through, and since I haven't been awakened for a long time, because a lot of people have been experiencing the unseen, or spirituality, or you know, whatever. And they when things pick up, like now, you know, it's a transition in their behavior that is not that uh, you know, it's not, people do not see it as much. Okay. But for me, it was really like the 360 turnaround.
Yep. Yep.
It was a 360 turnaround. A year and a half ago, I was dying. I was almost dead. I was a sleepwalker. Like really, I wasn't well at all, at all. I was really not well. So, and the reasons that I explain why I'm much better now are not reasons that people like to hear.
Right. Like maybe a miracle or something. So
well,
everybody likes to
well,
hear good endings, but when you tell them more, it's not just the miracle, okay, and put it on a shelf. It's like
they
the
want to
miracle,
rationalize it.
it continues to actualize in your life. So they don't want to see
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, and they want to rationalize it, and they
Yeah,
don't want to believe it because you're bad, so it's not going to happen to you.
right.
you
I
know
understand. I understand.
so yeah, and it is part of my journey to understand that I cannot save everybody, that I'm not here to get crucified for it either.
Right.
Because
Very
if we
good.
would have,
Yep.
yeah, because if we would have been in the 1400s, let's say, I would be a burnt toast right now. Like, honestly, they would have burnt my
Yep.
sick,
Not this time.
person
Huh? Not this time.
on whatever tree they would have found. The first one.
Yep.
Let's just burn
Pitchforks
her.
and all.
Yeah,
Pitchforks and
for
nooses. I
sure.
know. No, not this time.
No,
You are safe. But
yeah, I know. That's
I
why
can't believe this is why I wanted you to come on too to explain this, because
because
what happened to you should not be happening in
no,
this day and
really,
age, in this
this is
lifetime.
this
And
is
I want you to share too what the perceptions were from the people at the
yep,
place that you were taken to.
yeah. So exactly what happened is that my family had a, how do you call it in the US?
A 302.
A
It,
302.
yeah.
Yeah, here in Canada it's a P38, I think, or P consulate.
And explain what that means.
Yeah, that means that let's say I think that my relative is not well, is a danger. It needs to be really bad, right? Because and I wasn't aware of that at the beginning. I wasn't aware of that at all. So it's a lesson, right?
Yeah.
You have to say, or you have to believe. Let's say believe. All right. So we are not uh, saying that we know what other people think. So let's say that they believe that you are not well, and to a point where you will hurt yourself or hurt somebody else
Correct.
or endanger your
The,
children,
right, right.
or you will act upon your craziness. That's the thing. You can be crazy. If you're not going to act upon it, it's okay. But if you're going to act upon it, that's where, and they have to have a serious motive of thinking that you are going to act upon it. So that being said, um, I received a call telling me that I had to present myself to the police station because my family had went to a judge, and a judge had accepted to get me arrested, sort of, because the police said, if you don't come, we will find you, and we
Come and
will,
get you.
like,
Yeah,
like I
backup.
have a warrant, sort of, like
Ah.
they told me they will be a warrant, so I
Okay,
was like,
so we'll back up then real quick, because the only way that could have happened is if somebody told the courts something that wasn't true. Because you spoke with me the night before it happened, and you were
mhm.
not suicidal and you were not
No,
homicidal. You were
of
just
course not.
you were
I would
taking time
I
for
just
yourself.
yeah,
And yep,
what happened is that when you evolve to a point where you do not want to participate in redundant fighting, and you don't want to put your energy in a negative environment, you decide to retire yourself, or that's how,
yes.
yeah. And that's what I did. I just took some time off to let everybody cool down and take a decision, because I thought that it was enough.
Sounds like a
And
very rational decision to me.
it was,
Just
and
saying.
that's how
Mature,
everything, yeah,
rational, mature, responsible. They're the three things that come to my mind right away.
which I was the only one here with the 4 adults that we are in this house, which I was the only one that act rationally here. Yeah, and I'm the one being, so at the
Anyway,
beginning I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm coming, like
right.
they'll see I'm okay.
Hmm.
But the thing is, I did not know what I was accused of, because I wasn't aware of what they were saying. They had to lie, of course, to get
Right.
me there. So they were saying lies, so I wasn't aware of their lies. Of course, we know things, but we don't know everything, right?
That's right. That's scary though, to think that somebody could just lie about you and then they take you away from your children and put you through what they did. Because
Yeah.
That just screams a major lawsuit to me. But then again, it's your family, and I understand. I'm not saying
I
that.
will
Just
not
it's
go
like
there.
it's
I
defamation
know.
of character. It's just not.
I know, but like as I said, I'm not putting any more energy into
Yeah,
that.
good girl, good girl.
You know,
All right, so
their
go back to.
retaliation will come with their own minds.
You're right.
It's
Karma will
all
kick
good.
their arses.
Yeah,
So
but it's already there because, you know, I didn't I got really scared at the beginning
yeah,
because when I realized that they weren't letting me out after 48 hours, I
yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, they really think like the psychiatrists think that I'm not well." I was like, "Whoa. Now I need to get my shit together here."
Okay, so no, wait. People that watch this channel all understand what galactic communications are, telepathic communications. The spiritual community understands multidimensional, telepathy and all that. So let me just
Yeah,
ask you this. While you're in there, you must have known, like, at least a little bit, that if you said certain things that they could have committed you, like if you told them, like, we're all
like their
telepathic, or we're
voices, or
like,
of course.
you kind of know,
I wasn't
I
saying
mean,
that at
even to have
all.
to be forced to play that game with them is ridiculous, considering all the new disclosures that have come out that the government
History
has.
Channel, you know, History Channel, Ancient Aliens. I
New
mean,
York Times, all of them, like, it's all over the place. But even our government in the United States has disclosed that there is, I want to say it's AUPs now, because it's UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, instead of UFOs. But they're admitting there's extraterrestrial craft that they have. They already have it. They've re-engineered it, back engineered it. They're starting that, but it's been announced that this is a real thing. So
yeah,
why is it that they can mock you if you say that you've had contact with them, or that they communicated with you, or that
they
they're.
weren't even mocking me. They were telling me, "Are you trying?" They were like, look at it. The guy was looking at me. He was like, "So you're trying to prove the existence of extraterrestrials with your videos?" I was like, listen, guy.
Look, Priscilla, to me, that's
I'm
mocking,
not.
though. He's talking down to you. It's just not acceptable anymore, because
No,
we
no.
all know it's true. We know they're real.
I don't even know if the guy, if he was. I'm not. I could not pronounce
He was
myself.
just stupid.
Or maybe just not aware.
Oh,
I don't
yeah, I should be
know.
nice. I should be kind. I should be nice. I'll back
Because
down.
for us, it is so evident, right? And for
Yeah.
some people, it is so not evident,
You're right.
you
All right.
know? And I realized this when I was there. I was like, whoa, you need to step down, girl, because I'm so passionate. You know, what I
Yeah.
was telling them, actually, what I was telling them, because they were asking me, what are you studying? Blah, blah, blah. So I was telling them, okay, I enrolled in the university that is called Quantum University. It is a university that exists in real life, you know, it's a real place, like a physical place
It's a
in
physical building. Yeah.
Hawaii, and you can enroll in that university via internet, right? And they were asking me questions on that, and I was answering their questions. And then I was telling them, you know, about my son that had been diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and that was my trigger point to desiring to learn. Okay, that is true. That which is very true. Everything that I told them is true, but
Yep.
I really understood when he asked me, "Are you trying to prove the existence of blah?" I was like, "Oh, okay, well,"
Yeah.
because
No, I'm just
I'm,
curious. That's
I'm
all.
just, I'm too, I'm very, very authentic, and I'm a little bit too honest, and
Yeah.
that was part of the lesson that I've learned while I was there and everything that I really needed to understand, that this information here is for the ones, okay, let's quote Jesus here. For the ones who have eyes to see and ears to hear and hearts to be opened. I mean, may I put this, you know, because they don't want to know really, and they don't want to see really, and if they do, they will ask you or me, you know, and they will, and if they don't, well,
Don't force it.
don't say anything really.
Yeah.
Don't even say anything. Just play, because
Yep.
they're gonna wanna, you know, hurt you and persecute you and whatever. So that was a thing that I really, because I'm all so excited and so happy to say this. And you know, and that's the point that I want to say, because I haven't been awakened for so long. Like I'm gonna be 39. I was born in 81, so I'm gonna be 39 in
Wow.
November, right? Yeah.
You look amazing.
Ha ha ha, thank you. I never thought I would come back like this. Like never. I wasn't like this a year and a half ago. And my family should see this. My family should be the first ones to see this. Whatever
It'll
I'm
change,
doing.
yes.
Whatever
Exactly. I mean,
I'm doing.
you're contagious. So every time that you've come onto the round tables and anything like that, you always are happy and you exude this love and this happiness and this like inner child joy. You just want to share. Like, you know what? There's people that
That's annoying for them
were
though. It's
no,
annoying.
well,
It
it is
is.
annoying. I was going to get to
It
that
is
too. But
annoying.
the people that were evaluating you and all of that too, you were probably, you know, if they want to awake, they awaken. If they don't, they don't. Like, you're absolutely right about that. But you probably planted some seeds because your light
For
is so
sure.
bright. You probably poked holes in their
That's
veil.
what I was trying to do. At the end, you know, because I was standing my ground better. At first, I was out of my, because you're out of your, how do you say that?
You're not in your own. You're not on your home turf.
You're not in the zone at all, right?
That's right.
Like they put me in
And
a
you don't
square within a square with no windows,
exactly.
with no clothes on, like with a hospital thing there. Can I keep my panties, please?
Oh,
You know, with these
oh,
little thing you put in your feet, these little slippers with
yeah, the
elastics,
socks.
the blue
The,
socks with elastic, but I had holes in them. I was like, can I get new ones, please? And every time you're asking something, they're like so annoyed. Oh my God. And everything you're doing is like real weird. Like you cannot, I was barely moving. Okay, I was not moving because I'm like, okay, maybe I could stretch. Oh no, I'm not gonna stretch because they're gonna think I'm weird, you know. And everything you do there, you're weird, right? Because you're there for that. So it's like, oh,
I
I'm
wonder
not
what kind of
crazy.
I
Ah!
wonder what kind of frequencies those places generate, just out of
Oh,
curiosity. Like
I could not connect. I was trying to connect. I could not connect. I was
they
like,
probably had some kind
so
of 5G or
I was on my
extremely low
own, but you
frequency.
know what I did? I just told myself, I was like, okay, whatever happens is to happen. And if I am to be in a situation that is really not, you know, crazy and everything, I'm just gonna be a Nelson Mandela, and you know, like have a higher purpose here, whatever, you know.
Well, sorry about that. Did
No,
you just
it's
see that
not.
light flash?
Yeah, I saw the light flash, and there's like a vibration.
Yeah, yeah, that was unusual over here. Anyway, go ahead. Everything
Maybe it
seems to
was
be fine.
Nelson. So I was trying to talk to myself, you know. I was really trying to not go and try to be calm and everything. So because they were really um yeah, they were really persecuting and being real weird. You know, they were really weird. Like it was really bizarre.
It's
And
like the system was out to get you, right? They wanted you in. Once you were there, they wanted to
oh
keep you in
yeah,
a
for
box,
sure, for
right?
sure. Exactly. So, and the fact that I did not know what I was accused of, I was irrational in
I would be too.
my speech, because I was not
You're probably pissed.
I was not defending myself on the right topics.
Well, I would be pissed
So
too. Tell me something. Did
I
they
was not
force
pissed.
did
I
they
was
force you
not
to
pissed.
like take any medications or anything, or that was gonna happen
Now,
if they committed
the
you?
game was to try to piss me off with any uh, acceptable behavior from them. So
Hmm.
let's say 6 in the morning, they would just bang the door open, bang, and say, "Okay, it's we told you we're gonna take blood from you," and they didn't tell me, right? So I was like, "Okay." You know, and I sat down in my bed, you know, and they were like this with the needle in my arm, and the guy, you know, we feel intention. I feel intention. I feel the vibe. And he was stressed out, man. He was stressed out because he knew that he was gonna have to be rude with me or something, you know. And I was kind of joking with him. I was like, hey, because he couldn't get the blood out of me, right? Because he was like, maybe he was really having a hard time. That's it, you know. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyways, but so what I told him, I was like, you know what? Usually in the morning, I just go running for like 5 hours, 3 hours. So I was like, I was still joking with him. I was like, then I'd be really like hyper, and then you get blood because my body, because I just woke up at 6 in the morning here. You're not getting anything. I'm like, you know, and he was like looking at me. I was like, hey, it's a joke. I'm just trying to. I'm feeling a bit tense here.
All
There's
right, lighten it up.
I was like trying to make jokes with the guy, so he would have been like, "Oh my God,
I'm
this
sure
is
he
not
wasn't used to
working.
that.
This is not working. We're not getting what we want here from her," you know. So it's like, you are not getting me. Like, I'm not gonna scream. Like, I'm not gonna.
How long was this period before you had to go to court to prove yourself before they committed you, or like what was the process?
Yeah, so it's 48 hours before two different psychiatrists, and they spoke to me, like one for 3 minutes and the other one for like 5 minutes. So, and
Oh, right.
yeah,
That's typical,
yeah.
unfortunately.
And
Yeah.
the second one lied to me, and he got caught. You know, he said that he spoke to my boyfriend, and then my boyfriend got in the hospital. He went to the guy and he's like, "You spoke to me?" And he's like, "No." It's like, "Okay, no, so you didn't speak to me." He's like, "No, that's not what I meant, blah, blah, blah." So he got really caught there. And the
Good.
first psychiatrist uh, had mistaken herself on two uh, pretty important information, and she had to come back to me to say she was sorry. All right, so that really and I said that in court. I was like, the woman couldn't even gather her information right, so I'm not sure about the relevance of her opinion here, and she couldn't even look me in the eye. So I'm wondering, why isn't she looking me straight in the face when she's talking to me?
Yeah.
All right. So I said that in court also. And I said that the other one was lying to me. And he really said to me, yeah, I spoke to your boyfriend right there. Like, he was showing me where he was speaking to him. So and I said that too. So lie with lie. And their diagnostics did not coincide. So that helped, of course. And in court, my mother, which was, okay, so it's my mother. I said it. Oops. Oh, sorry, Mom.
Hey, you know what,
You
if
know
you want
what?
that edited out, I can edit it out, but
I will not. No, I don't. Because you know what?
okay.
She needs to face what she has done now.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not retaliating, because life and what she has done is really, oh my God. I know she's bad. Like, I know her. Like, she, not bad in bad, but I mean, she's intense. Like, she's passionate. Let's say she's
Yeah.
passionate about what she does, and whatever it is. And yeah, so
You know, they say that it's always those closest to us that hurt us the most. I've said this on my channel probably, I don't know how many times. And
yeah,
it's because, you're incarnated into a family. My personal belief is you choose your family because you need those scars and wounds, and you need that
and it's the lineage
only your
also.
family, only somebody that you probably love the most, like they're the ones that can hurt you the worst, because you're going to forgive them because your buddy's up there, and you just forgot that while you're here, so they give you the scars because we can forgive and love. But that aside, so
A part of this is that I need to forgive but not forget, because I
right,
always forgive. Like, I'm a dork with that, and that's
Priscilla, I'm
okay.
right there
It
with
is
you.
okay,
I'm right there with you.
because I don't want to change. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. And in the law of one, Ross says that, right? About the wonders. He's like, you guys just don't get it. You guys need to protect yourself about that, because you think that other people that are not in that, which is okay. These
Yep.
people chose that, and it's okay. But you need to understand that they will not react like you think they will. and they will
Right.
not walk halfway to meet you. They will not. So stop trying and stop thinking that they will, because they won't.
Excellent point. And that's the forgive and not forget part
Yeah.
means that you've learned your lesson. And if forgiveness is for yourself, and that is absolutely essential, in my opinion, for
Yeah.
growth. You cannot hold on to things. You have to let
It's
them
a
go.
self-love.
However,
Yeah.
if you don't forget, it means you're not letting it repeat and repeat and
Mm-hmm.
repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And these vicious bad cycles, you have to put a stop to. And I understand from personal experience too as well. And I know a lot of people watching out here can resonate with that.
Yeah.
So well said, very well said. I'm glad you brought that point up.
Yeah. So, you know, it was at the end, it was pretty scary. You guys, my spiritual awakened friends, you know, my family, my soul family, you guys really, really, really helped in showing me that I was not alone, and
Oh,
showing
you're not alone.
them that I was
You're
not alone,
not.
because my parents really thought that I was alone. They thought that, okay, yeah, whatever, you know, she has friends, you know, but no, they did not understand.
Oh, our
So
communities are so big. Like we have small little tribes, but there's a nation, there's an entire nation that's down here now of
yeah,
people that are opening up to and remembering who they really are, and they're having soul level connections. And I'm going to
yeah,
call it just multidimensional, but
it's crazy.
you cannot tell people that are having regular communication from inside that they're crazy, because we're not. And we're not alone, and not by a long shot.
No,
So
and that yeah,
let's go back to, if you don't mind, let's go back to the process, because I'm curious, and I want the viewers to get the full picture.
yeah,
So while you're in court now, you had to go through a couple days first, see two psychiatrists. One of them lied, one of the
yeah.
nurses lied, and now your mother's in court. So what's happening here now?
So I hired a lawyer, and we went to court, right? So
And you're
it's
still
like,
locked up, right? You're not
yeah,
home while this
no,
is
no, no,
going on.
no.
They're making you stay.
Yeah, and I'm locked up. I'm literally exactly like when you're in jail and you're in a, when you're in jail, you know, how do you call that? When you're in the hole or
The
something?
whole, yeah, oh no,
Yeah.
not the
It-
whole.
yeah, the hole, exactly,
Oh,
literally.
were you
I was
doing push-ups like
in
Wes Hamilton?
I couldn't, because they would have think I'm crazy if I would start doing push-ups.
Oh,
I could barely meditate, you know. I was like trying to not do anything. Weird.
right. All right. So you're in this hole in jail.
Yeah.
Ah,
Really, I could not leave my room. I literally could not leave my room. And yeah, that was pretty interesting. And I don't eat meat, right? So I told them that I did not eat meat, and they weren't really happy about that, I guess, the people in the kitchens, because one night they gave me canned fruit for supper.
wow.
Like I had peaches, like I had small peaches and the big peaches. And I had a pineapple. I had the small pineapples and the round ones with the holes. I had both. So it was great. Pretty rough, you know. I've
Yeah.
never I've never had any kind of interaction with police in all my life. I never ever was in any kind of situation like that in all my life. Never.
Oh, Priscilla.
I was never in a fight. I was never in a whatever, a riot. Never, nothing. So
When
that was
when
pretty
you took
interesting. Yeah.
when you took the fast track, you were not expecting anything like this, were you? Oh, that's
Crazy.
crazy. I'm so sorry you had to go through this.
No, it's okay. Right
But
now, it's really good,
yeah.
because we really won in a majestic way. Like my
Oh yeah,
mother
yeah, yeah. So get back to the
literally
story.
shot her foot, and then she shot the other foot, and then she fell and right
All right,
on
wait.
her
So let's
face.
go back. Let's go back to what you mean by that. That's a great analogy. But
Well,
let's go back. So you're in
she was
court, and let's
lying.
just say your
She
mother's
was
testifying, right?
Yeah, she testified first, and she literally said things, and that said other things that were, uh, not corresponding. So she was lying, and she's not, um, yeah, so, and she was getting mad, and the judge had to tell her, you know, calm down, ma'am. Now I don't want you dying in my courtroom.
Oh my God.
So it was so funny, right? And I was kind of laughing, and she was like, I don't know why she's laughing. I don't know why she's laughing. It's not funny. I was like,
You must be
no,
crazy. She's laughing.
no, but I was not laughing. I was like, just, you know,
Like, oh,
and yeah, it was quite a show. So
wow.
yeah, it was nice.
Now that was the first day. You had to go back again, right? You weren't done after the first day. I can't
No,
even imagine going through this like for a couple days, going back, sitting there like, that you could lose your children. They could force you to be medicated. You could lose your
yeah,
freedom, and it's all.
it was especially the children. The children, my children hadn't been separated from me ever, ever, ever. Not for one night. I never spent one night without them. So, the longest they went is at school. So, like a couple of hours. So that was pretty rough. And a good thing is that I had my phone, so I could speak to them, you know. So
That's
that
good.
was
They gave you the phone.
better
They're
than
probably
jail.
watching. They're
In
probably
jail,
watching you. Is that paranoid to say they were watching you?
I don't mind. I hope they're watching me, and I really hope they get better, because they're not well, and I've been
You know,
trying to help them, and my mother had been telling me, I don't want your help, blah blah blah. Like,
you know
whatever.
what? Everybody's being watched anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
We are all
Everybody.
being watched. That's the thing.
So the
When you
next
first
day,
realize that, and you're like thinking about the moments that you really thought you were alone and you were doing weird things, like really weird things, whatever that might be. And you're like, okay.
I got like maybe one or two I could think of.
When you're young, I mean, when you're younger, when you're a kid or whatever, stupid things,
Sure,
stupid
sure,
things. Nothing
absolutely.
wrong, but I mean, really stupid, weird things, that
I'll be like,
you do
look,
when you're
look,
alone.
just don't bring up that time when. Don't.
Oh my God. And you're like,
Anyway,
okay.
you know what? We'll probably
Really
laugh about it
funny.
later.
Of course.
So the second day, you testified, and then what happened?
Yeah, well, I was pretty amazed by the unawareness of these people. How it was so ridiculous, how they kept saying the word extraterrestrial, and in French extraterrestre, and rolling their, if they didn't say that word 50 times, they didn't say it once. I was like, Lord
Oh,
have mercy, please have mercy on their souls. Oh my God, help them. I was like, it's not about that, guys. It's like I've never spoken, I've never seen an extraterrestrial. It was so
that's going to be a running joke now.
extraterrestrial. I was really trying to hold myself back on that one. I was like, oh my God, we're not out of the woods here,
I
my.
mean, if you're going to say anything, just say ET. Like, you don't have to say extraterrestrial.
They kept saying that word, and it was like, oh
You know
my
what,
God, oh my
Priscilla?
God.
I'm getting right now. They're just running a very old program, very old program.
That's what I had to really realize, and I had to be very careful on how I was
Get out.
explaining um, what I was documenting and what I was studying, and how it was affecting my life, and that I was not going to act upon any extraterrestrial telling me what to do. Like
That right ear side. No, I don't
yeah,
listen to them.
whatever. The thing is, the thing is that, yeah, it's really funny,
You're
right?
so funny. I love you.
I know. I know. It's you gotta love it. That's why there's so many extraterrestrials watching me. They're like, man, did you see that show on Earth this week? It's crazy. Did
Did
you
you
bring
catch the
popcorn?
Priscilla?
Oh, did you bring popcorn? I hope you brought popcorn, because this is good. This is really good. Oh
Oh,
God, yeah. So yeah. So I had to really explain that my studying, because they were saying, my family was saying that I was putting too much time in studying, that I was putting too much time in topics that weren't real topics or real studies or real schools, or they thought that I was being like in a sect or something like that, you know? Yeah, really. Like they were calling Andrew a guru. So I was like, okay.
Well, at least they didn't call him a cult leader, right? Oh my
I
God.
was like, okay, well, wait a minute here. I need to explain to these people that I'm
Guru.
not, that
Guru
I'm,
Andrew.
yeah, that first of all,
Oh, he would not want that anyway.
no, and first of all of this is to educate yourself
Yeah.
on your own in different matters of subjects and understanding, understanding, and, you know, realizing that a lot of things are not what they seem and that we are evolving right now. We're evolving, and things that are going down on our plane of existence on in our cities right now is not normal in a way that it hasn't been seen really before. And yeah, and in that courtroom it was like none of that was going on. It was like really secluded, and it was like we were in another dimension where none of this was really happening, and all of their laws were really good, and they had this under control, and you know, like they were really not seeing that their ways were not working. You know,
Yeah.
and all my life I felt this. I was like, this, all of this is not right. Don't you see, guys, this is not right. We are not living right here. We're not doing this right. This is not okay. And none of us are happy about this. We're all freaking um, doing it because it's how it is, you know? And I remember asking my parents as a young adult, okay, let's say 20, in my early 20s, has life always been that hard? You know, is it going to be this hard all the time? You know? And they were like, yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Uh, what?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah. You just
serious?
feel it
Are
in
you
your bones. It's
like I wasn't, I was, no, 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 no. There's something more. There's something else. This is not right. We need to break this thing. And
yeah.
we, the ones that are being called crazy and being led to drugs or alcoholism or behaviors that are self-destructing and all that. It's I think in the core, I think it's because we feel that we are not uh, agreeing with all this,
Yeah.
and it's so hard. It's so hard to fit in that in that construct that we need to we need to find something that's going to help us go through it.
Yeah.
So whether it be being so perfect or being so ODD, is it ODD, obsessive
OCD.
disorder,
Yeah. Yep.
OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and whether it being, you know, always being in your bubble and, you know, gaming or sex or
Escapism.
yeah, whatever. And this is where we need to understand. We need to hopefully people will start to understand with the society right now that we are being asked to do crazy logical things, you know. And that's the test. That's the test. It's the test. Will they just do what we say, you know, without really whatever?
Questioning.
How far can this go? Can we say, okay, wear a mask and jump on one foot, while singing, uh, uh, your national anthem. You know,
Chewing
will they do
gum
it?
and
Will they do it?
right.
Let's see.
Let's see how far.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're done with that.
I'm digressing here.
So a lot of the guidance that I've been getting coming in lately too has to do with obviously speaking your truth and knowing you're protected, but um, also what you touched on earlier when you said like you can't change. I think you said something along the lines that you can't change anybody. Like the
Yeah,
guidance I've been getting too is to stop trying to change people. Like, and
yeah,
we're still doing what we're doing because of a love for it. And what we're doing is we're like combining our lights and sharing, and our voices are getting louder, but we're going into a quantum field.
yeah,
And so, and we know where we're going, and we're shining the light, and the people that are like this pattern back here, people are attaching to us,
yeah.
have the same light points, and they're getting
Mhm.
activated and they're remembering. But the thing is, you can't, like they say, you can't lead a horse to water and make him drink. And I like to say,
Exactly,
you can't lead a horse to
exactly.
water and
And the
shove
thing,
his face in it and force him to drink,
yeah,
even when you want to. You
yeah.
can't.
And the
So,
information is there. Let's say at 500 years ago, people couldn't really get to the information, right? But now, if you want it, you can get it.
that's right.
So that's why it is a time where we need to choose. We need to choose because all the choices are there in our
And like
faces.
you said eyes to see and ears to hear. That's very important.
Yeah.
So let's get to the happy ending because I know my viewers want to hear how this worked out when you went to court on the second day.
Yeah.
So,
Well, on the second day, I testified and my boyfriend testified. And the judge, she was really, really good because she was really a straight person. And you could see it because she was on point with really small details. And that's the difference with law that is criminal law and legal law, because this is a legal matter, right? And we are dealing with the fundamental rights of freedom. All right.
right.
So I've learned a lot in this, and that's what I see. Okay. It was, and that's the difference in our the dimension, our density, and our consciousness. That's how you see that you have evolved when you are able to go through things like that. Of course, when you go through it, I wasn't feeling very evolved, I can tell you that. But after, yeah, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. But after,
It was only a week and a half ago too. Like, for you to
no,
even
no, no, but I mean,
shift that perspective in such a short period of
it's
time.
so fast.
People in your position could be angry or vengeful or spiteful, like if they were following
And
old
not at all.
creepy. You're
Not
not.
at all.
You're not doing that.
That's what
You're
I'm saying. That's when you
yes,
see that you have evolved. That's
yes,
when you see it. Because you
yep,
can learn stuff and not apply it. All
right,
right. You can
absolutely.
study and meditate and learn and everything, but when a situation comes, you're not applying it. Well, you know, that's when you see it. So I really learned a lot of things there concerning the fact that when it's a legal point of view and it is talking about whether or not you can be free, which is a fundamental law still, a fundamental right to be free in your life, to be not in a place where you are locked in. Because I
Right.
was locked in. I was in prison. Okay, call it what you want. It's just a label. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the judge said, I have no doubt in my mind. I have no reason to believe that what she said, speaking of me, and her boyfriend, that it is not the truth. She said that. And
That's
she did not say that about my mom, though. All right. And that's what she was explaining it very well for my mother. And she said, for me to say that she needs to stay in the hospital, I have to believe in a not think that may be, but in a probable way, which is a very most like a most probable way, like in a
Yeah.
I think that it's possible that she will either hurt herself, hurt somebody, or act upon a delusional point of view, which she really said that she thought that I was delusional. She said, "You need help, little girl."
The judge said that, or your mother?
Yeah, no, the judge. The judge, these people really thought that my perceptions were very out there.
Yeah, so she says this to you, but she also tells you that she doesn't have a right to lock you up. I
Exactly.
mean, she didn't feel like you were going to harm yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's a big point.
that was pretty intense because honestly, I thought that people were a little bit aware of these things. And I was talking about quantum physics. I was talking about quantum mechanics. I was talking about microbiome. I was talking about nutritional um, facts and studies that have been done in a scientific manner. And
Yep.
they were really saying they didn't know what it was. They did not know what quantum physics was.
They're running an old program, remember?
Yeah, really, they didn't know. They weren't aware of what it was.
So if they call you a nut or tell you that you need help
So
because
they
you
really thought it was esoteric.
yeah, and
They
that's
didn't
something that you can
understand.
just go
Yeah.
like this,
And
right?
the thing is, I think, and we were saying that just yesterday about the fact that ascension symptom is not a word that
You don't
resonates
resonate
anymore
anymore, yeah.
because before, let's say a year ago, all these things were really labeled as spirituality, right? And now it's really merging into another, well, for certain people, let's say it like that, not for everybody, but for me, it's much more uh, here, 3D Earth reality, comprehension in a scientific, proven way with quantum physics and mechanics and um, the science that is really evolving in a very fast way because of that. And when you start studying these things and you realize that it's really more than true and it's more than proved, and you understand that it's not spirituality but it's reality.
Yes, and it's also more than just theory. It is reality, and there are
Exactly.
studies that have exponentially
Yeah.
grown
Yeah.
out of this. Like
Yeah.
all you have to do is go look for it. We're not going to do anybody's homework, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And to
well
the
said.
question, and to
Well
the question they asked me, are you trying to prove the existence of extraterrestrials? What I answered to that, and okay, I said, you know what I document is something that I see on my camera in the sky. That is not something that I identify as a physical, normal flying craft, right?
right.
Because it defies the laws of physics.
Yep.
It is not behaving in a normal way. So, since these crafts are appearing in my awareness often, well, I decided that I should maybe film them, okay?
I'm so
and
glad
just
you did too. And by the way,
and
real quick,
discuss, yeah,
she has films over on her YouTube channel, and I know you were saying you need a new camera and all that too. And I know you'll be, getting better
yeah.
films over there. But she's really, what would you say over the last couple months?
Well,
No more than a year, right?
yeah. It's been like a year and a half, cause let's start with the how I awakened, okay? Cause it merges
Oh
into
yeah,
that.
let's do that.
Yeah,
But her link for the YouTube channel will be down in the description box for anybody that wants to check it out. All right, go
yeah,
ahead. How
yeah.
you?
And in there, the videos you will see is really like I'm very I'm not I don't think that my mission here is to document on the ships. I do not think that my mission here is to necessarily get out there with that. So that's why I haven't invested really in a night vision camera, and I haven't done so many videos and all that, but I've started to do a few, and I have a couple of things, and I will eventually, you know, most probably get a better camera, and because I just film with my phone, and I'm alone all the time and with the kids and everything, so it's like I'm not working with this right now. It's just really amateur, you know, stuff.
Yep.
So but it's pretty awesome, you know, when
I
you
think so.
realize, you know, what
I've seen them myself too, and my camera absolutely will not pick them up. I'm not supposed to film it, but I have seen some amazing things. And funny enough, um, my son and his girlfriend, when they came over here and were in my field, they started seeing them too.
yeah,
So
exactly. That's the thing.
it
This
happens.
year, people that come to my house and I show them and they want to see it, they are showing them now.
Yep.
Not only to me, like they see and they're like, ah, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
I'm
God. And
like,
they're
that's not a
yeah.
plane. Like, no,
I'm
it's
like, no, no,
not.
no, it's not. Yeah. And we're like, and at the beginning, when I was trying to show other people, they wouldn't move, right? And I was like, damn you. Why won't you show yourself? I'm looking, people think I'm crazy now. So that's why I was like, so about showing it to other people, because I wasn't feeling that it was for other people at the beginning, you know? I
Yeah.
really felt that this was for me, and this is really, yeah, let's go with that. So
Yeah.
what I said to the judge, I said, listen, I am filming something in the sky that is vibrating really fast, like really fast, and it's staying right there, and it's going up and down and to the side, and you can see very well that it's nothing that I know of. So that's what I'm filming, you know. That's the only thing I'm filming, actually. And they were saying, oh, and you're filming yourself talking about this and that, and I just said, you know what, it's dreams. I'm talking about my dreams, and it's true, because we're talking about our lucid dreaming, right?
Yeah.
So it is. So I had to really ponder on it.
On
I
how to
had,
say it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's, you know, just to finish on that point about when you're talking about these things with people. If we talk about it in a open way, like we talk about it with between us, it's not gonna help. They're just gonna be scared. So if you're gonna try and talk about it, just try and talk about it in a way that they will relate,
Yeah.
because as you add to your awareness, then you're able to understand a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's why you cannot just get it all out like that. And when you know these things, you're also happy. I had to really learn to not not say that to everybody, because they're not happy about it. You know, when you say it like that, they're like, what? Hey, girl.
Yeah, they
What
don't
are
get
you
it.
saying? Like,
So,
okay, I'll talk to you another day now. Bye bye.
why?
So
I'll take
yeah,
my life somewhere else.
so
So, after the judge said that, basically, you were still free to go from the courtroom,
yeah.
and then they still had one more surprise waiting for you, didn't they?
What do you mean?
Didn't they have a certain organization come to check, make sure that the kids
Oh,
were?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Well,
Yeah, thanks a lot.
that's just procedure, I guess. You know, it's, I
Yeah,
think in another way, if it were to be a good organization, okay, if they would could be trusted, okay.
right, right. And I'm sure that they have helped many, just to give them a little kudos, that I'm sure that they've helped many people. But when it comes to
Yes.
treating people that are clearly not delusional, and we're saying this, there's people saying all over the spiritual and UFO communities, and there's a lot of communities that are colliding now
Yeah.
because and joining forces because they need to, the scientific community, the spirituality community, the UFO community, and there's many others that are realizing that, no, you're not crazy, and this is where we're going, this is real science. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're speaking your truth tonight,
Yeah.
and
I am too.
hope that, you know
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
we
too.
can actually continue some of this with the Holy Bird Tribe, the next
Yeah,
meeting
that was really
next
awesome.
week. Um, I really, really, I have a couple of ideas that I'll shoot everybody in the text for that one. But
Oh, we have
uh,
topics for a while, for
yeah,
sure.
I know we
For
do.
sure, we're good for a while.
All
We have
right.
so many
So
things.
then that was the end of that, right? After they came, they wanted to make sure the
Yeah,
children were safe, and then they were gone, and it was a glorious victory, as you called it, right? You,
yeah, very empowering because you know what? All the ammo that my family had accumulated against me, they dropped it all there, you know. So they don't have anything against me now. So, you know, I feel much better in a way. And I understand that I need to be careful on certain things, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. And I understand also that it's a relief to see that I'm not to save everybody now. You know,
right.
yeah, because
You plant seeds, but it's not your responsibility whether or not that seed grows. You plant it and move on. You know,
yeah, yeah,
keep moving. Well, I know a lot of my viewers are very happy, especially the ones that commented under the video when we were asking for support and everything, and they
yeah.
gave their work, their websites, or their
That
love. And
was
just,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, I know that they're going to be really happy to hear your story because
It was really awesome. It
it
was
hits a
really
lot of people.
very empowering, very empowering. You know, because I was in a situation where I thought I was, you know, I was very vulnerable. You know, I didn't think that I could be in that position, especially with everything that's been going on and how empowering all that is. And even when I was there, you know, the support I was getting from out there, it was crazy. It was crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So I really did not feel. I of course in the back of my mind I was kind of scared, but I still felt that we had this, you know.
That it was
Yeah,
all going to work out okay.
yeah.
Stay tuned for part 2 when Priscilla will talk more about her awakening and how that relates to her child being diagnosed with autism.